Shri Shri Radha Govinda and Srila Prabhupada welcomes you all for our level 2 Bhagavad Gita as 2 course. And these courses are offered by ISKCON Mangaluru under the directions of His Grace Namanishta Prabhu. And these courses are based on the teachings of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. He's a founder Acharya of ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And today we are dealing 5th chapter. And we'll quickly go to the story time and then right. And then we'll discuss philosophy later. Okay. First is story today. Right. So who is this person here? The lizard. Does anyone know the lizard name? No? I mean, it's the king's name, not the lizard's name, technically. The king's name. Who was a king, but he became a lizard in the next life, right? Udyat, you know the story? Or no?
I
Little bit?
I think so a little bit, but I think
Yeah.
it's something Nigra or something.
Nruga? No, it's Nruga only. R only first. Nruga. Yeah, go ahead. Tell the story that you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there was a lizard in a well, and then Krishna found it, and then he picked him up and asked him, "Why are you here?" And then he turned into a demigod form, and then he told the story that when he was a king,
Yeah.
he had the he had like so many cows, and he donated them, and then one of them he donated, but it came back to him, and then he donated it to another person, and then he got a sin for that.
Right. Yeah. You just really gave a gist. So I'll tell the whole picture of how what happened. Nruga was a very pious king, right? He's such a pious king. He was very pious. And then, okay, he was doing lots of charity. He was so pure. He was very pious, and he was such a nice king. And all his subjects, all the people in the kingdom, were also very pleased with Nruga. And then one day, Nruga he generally have this habit of giving charity, right? So he when a Brahmana comes to his palace, to the kingdom, to his palace, then he'll donate some 10,000 cows to this Brahmana, to the first Brahmana. And then this first Brahmana will be very happy and he'll take the cows as a charity. He'll because it's donated by a Kshatriya and Brahmana will generally accept charity, right? So he'll take it happily and he will go. And what happens? This cow, one of the cows of this 10,000, it actually comes from Brahmana's house and again it'll come back to the kingdom. It will come to Nruga's kingdom, and he has lakhs of cows. So they don't know that when this cow has joined this herd. So they were normal. They were doing their work, and then again the second some other day some other Brahmana comes. He's second Brahmana. So we'll remember the first one is the first Brahmana. The second one is the second Brahmana. The second Brahmana comes, and then again King Riga will donate cows to the second Brahmana also. And in that there is a cow that he gave for the first Brahmana. It mixed with the second group of cows, right? To the second Brahmana. So the second Brahmana also will accept it and he'll go. And then after a few days, the first Brahmana will observe and will find out that this cow, which was donated by the king to me, is with the second Brahmana. Right? So so the first Brahmana will become really upset, and then he'll go to the king. That and he'll inform the king that you donated the cow to me, and again now you redonated it, right? So that is not very fair. And then Nriga understands it because it's offending a Brahmana. So Nriga will be very sorry, and he'll confess that I'll give 1 lakh cows in return. Now he just gave 10,000 for each, right? So for the compensation. Nriga says, I'll give 1 lakh cows. Nriga Maharaj, he says, I'll give 1 lakh cows to the Brahmana, the first Brahmana. But still, the first Brahmana refuses it. And the second Brahmana is not willing to give it back to the first Brahmana. And then he tries so much, but he was not able to give it to the first Brahmana. And then time comes where he has to leave his body now. So he left his body. And then what happens? He'll go to the Yamalok, right? He'll go to the Yamadharmaraj. Actually, he's such a pious king, isn't it? He should not go to Yamaloka. But just by offending Brahmana, right? Just by offending the Brahmanas, he has to go to the Yamaloka. And he stood in front of Yamaraj. And Yamaraj was telling, "You're really a pious king. You just have one punishment that you have to take in this Yamalok, and then you can go to the Swarga because you did so many pious things. So you can go to the Swargalok after this." And then he'll ask to choose to Nriga Maharaj, which you want to take first, whether you want to take this punishment first or you want to go to the heavenly kingdom and enjoy. Then Nriga Maharaj chooses to take the punishment first. So then he'll become a lizard. So because of that punishment, the curse from the Brahmanas, because they were really upset because of that exchange, that cow giving two times, right? And next life he becomes a lizard, big lizard, giant lizard. And as Udyat was telling, and Krishna and Krishna's friends were playing, and they feel thirsty. And so Krishna's friends, they go near the well, near the well, and they look into the well and they see a big lizard in the well. And they'll try to lift it up, throw it up, but it's not even moving. It's very huge. And it's not possible with their strength to move that big lizard. So what happened? They'll call Krishna, Krishna, and then Krishna comes, and then Krishna sees the lizard, and by just Krishna's touch, right? Krishna's touch is also such because Krishna's is not our body, right? Oh, what is our body made up of? What is the gross body made up of? Quick question. Uh, Tanya, what is our gross body made up of?
Earth, fire, water, ether, air.
Yeah. Awesome, Tanya. Thank you. So these five things is what our body is made up of. But Krishna's body is made up of Sach, Chit, and Ananda. Eternal, knowledgeable, and bliss. Right? These three things are what Krishna's body is made up of. So when just by touch of Krishna, Riga, he gets a body of as Udyat was telling, he'll get a body like a demigod who lives in Swarga. Right? So he'll get a body of a demigod, and then because Krishna has touched him, isn't it? And later, in due course of time, after he finishes all punya by going to the Swargaloka, and then he'll get the liberation also. Actually, he'll come out of this bodily platform also just by touching Krishna. What is our goal? At the end of life, we should remember Krishna, isn't it? That's our goal. And Riga Maharaj is able to see Krishna. So, what is his destination? He got the liberation. He came out of this liberation means moksha, that he came out of this bodily thing, that birth, death, old age, and disease. He came out of these four things from this material contamination. So this story actually tells how stringent is karma, right? Krishna is so nice, isn't it? Just by Krishna's touch, he got out of this material world. But even though he's so good as a king, still because of some mistake, it's like a razor's edge, isn't it? This karma is like a razor's edge. Now I'm studying, isn't it? Now you're all studying, we're all studying. Afterwards, we'll get a good job and we'll be in a position, some position, and we'll have some knowledge, some little knowledge, that whatever it's useful to run our livelihood, that much we will have, right? At the end of the life, maybe we may be a professor, right? If we become a professor at the end of this life, again, what happens in the next life? Vihan, can you tell what happens in the next life? Now I'm a professor. Now Vihan is a professor in this life, right? Now Vihan finishes, and Vihan will become a professor in this life. Again, in the next life, from where Vihan should start?
Uh,
You'll remember anything that you read in this life?
no,
No, right? Again, you should start from where?
like learning ABCs.
Absolutely. Learning ABCD, isn't it? And even though I become sometimes I really wonder this. Oh, I read so much. Why not I won't can I get at least some part, at least some plant names, at least something so that I'll continue from there? No. Actually, we cannot even speak, right? First we should learn how to pronounce things. And then as Bihan was telling that we have to learn ABC. So that stringent is material laws. Law of karma is very stringent, right? And what happened? This person one mistake, just by doing one mistake, that also it was not intentional, unintentionally, unknowingly he did, right? Dissatisfying two brahmanas and inquiring sinful result to become lizard for a very long time. And he's delivered by Krishna. Just by Krishna's touch, he was delivered. King Riga confessing the futility of fruitive activities. So it's abominable, actually. It's very bad. It's not at all good, isn't it? Therefore, the devotional service is only the auspicious activity for the soul. So anything connected to Krishna is so auspicious. If we have to do anything with our senses or with this karma, it just kicks. Namashrab, this really went into me that whenever he says this Maya is kicking us left, right, center, still we are enjoying. Oh, very nice, very nice. This nice. This book is very nice. This house is very nice. This people are very nice. This is just Maya, right? This is just ignorance. Okay, so we'll get back to our story. So that was a nice story where the main point of the story was that doing bhakti is most auspicious and it won't cost very bad. Little bhakti. That's Neha Vikramanashosti. Just doing small of the smallest service to Krishna, it's an eternal credit that stays with us forever. Right? That's the beauty. Krishna consciousness and coming in connection with Krishna. We actually don't know how much fortunate we are. We're so fortunate. So fortunate to be in this movement, to come under the shelter of Srila Prabhupada. Actually, we don't know this. We are so fortunate. Okay, so the platform of knowledge that is knowing the three doers. So now we'll see who are the three doers doing every activity. I'll again come back to some questions that we discussed yesterday. Okay, so let's move on with the topic and then I'll ask some questions in the middle. Okay, the living being, doer number one, who knows that all the bodily activities are automatically carried out by the modes of material nature. Doer number two. Sorry. Doer number two. After those activities are sanctioned by the super soul. Doer number three. Attains enlightenment through that knowledge. So the thing that here it's telling, there are three doers. Now I'm thinking that I'm lifting my hand, right? The first one is soul. I'm thinking that I'm lifting my hand, right? I am the one who is lifting the hand, isn't it? So this is the first doer. That is the living entity. Who is the living entity? The soul is the first doer. And the second doer is the material nature. So what is this body is made up of? As Tanya was telling, earth, water, fire, air, ether. So how this earth, water, fire, air, ether are formed? These are formed from tamasic ahankar. So these are formed from from the material nature, from the different modes of material nature, right? So my hand, what is it made up of? It's made up of nature, isn't it? Material nature, prakriti. Prakriti has made this. So this, I'm able to lift my hand because I have hand, isn't it? So how is this hand made up of? With the modes of material nature. And who is sanctioning? Paramatma is there. There are two birds in the inside, right? One bird is doing activities and the other bird is watching that the bird, what the bird is doing. So the Paramatma, if I have my karma, if I have my thing, then super soul will sanction. Okay, you can lift your hand. Then I can lift my hand. So who are the three doers here? Me, the living entity, and the material nature, and the super soul. Because super soul is a sanctioner, right? If super soul is not desiring, Krishna says, even the blade of grass cannot move without my permission, right? Even a blade of grass. Because in every living entity, Krishna is there as a Paramatma. So nothing will happen to any person until and unless nothing, no one can do anything unless and until the Paramatma sanctions. Never Paramatma will say, oh, I tried, but it couldn't happen. That will never happen. Everything is in complete control of Krishna. All the Maya also. Everything, the whole material world and the spiritual world is completely under the control of Krishna. Right? So the three doers are the living entity, that is soul, and The second doer is the material nature, Prakriti, and the third doer is the super soul, Paramatma. Okay, the soul, the material nature, and the super soul. Enlightenment through knowing three doers in in the perspective, right? So Jiva, Prakriti, and Paramatma. So when okay, Bihan, you want to read this, Bihan?
Okay, Mataji. Do I do the shloka?
You can do the shloka also, no? Do both.
Okay. Sauvakami manas asvi tanya yasti sukam vasi nave dave pu tehi nave kuvena yan. When the embodied living becomes controls his nature and mentally renounces all actions, he resides happily in the city of nine gates, the material body, neither working nor causing work to be done.
Yes. So, so what are these nine gates? Nine gates are two eyes, two nostrils, mouth, two ears, like that. These are the nine gates that we have in our body. So, this is all these things are not us, isn't it? The soul is not all these things, but we are engrossed. We are in these nine gates in this body. We are in these nine gates. Navadvare pure dehi. This dehi is the soul. This deha is the body. So dehi is there inside the deha. So this dehi is the soul who is there in this body. If he renounces his actions mentally, right? That is what nishkama karma yoga, isn't it? What is karma yoga? Okay, Tanya, what is karma yoga? I know you know it. I'll help you. Go ahead. Tanya,
Yeah.
what is karma yoga?
Karma yoga is the work without
Work?
work without spiritual liberation. Work with
No, work done as what? It starts with yes.
sacrifice.
Yes. Work done as a sacrifice to whom?
Lord.
Yeah. Means who? Who is the Lord?
Krishna.
Krishna. So can you tell the whole sentence?
Work done as sacrifice to Lord Krishna.
Yes, that is karma yoga. So, Udyat, what is Nishkama karma yoga?
Nishkam Karma Yoga is work done as a sacrifice without attachment.
Yes. Two?
Krishna or Vishnu.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Udyat. So, work done as sacrifice to Vishnu with detachment or without attachment. So, that is called Nishkama karma yoga. So, if you're doing any activity like that, then what happens? You'll come out, you'll be happy. You'll be happy in these nine gates of this body. Okay. So the knowledge of the three doers, situated in the city of nine gates, nine holes of the body, not working or causing work to be done, does not create activities, does not induce others to act, does not create the fruits of action. Happiness or distress come from identifying with the body. When one renounces the results, he can live happily. So it's just same point, elaboration on the verse. So if we do not, the soul do not create any activities, the soul do not destroy any activities. Whatever activities that we are doing, whatever I'm doing externally, all this is due to the material nature, right? That the soul is just the 10,000th part of the tip of the hair. It is the small chitkana. It has nothing to do with all these things, what we are doing, but still it's entering into it and thinking, oh, I'm doing it. So that's what it's doing. So what Krishna is telling here, if one a person who is nishkama karma yogi with detachment, he will be happy in these nine gates, this body. Okay. So second one, mm, Soham, you want to read them?
The embodied spirit, master of the city of his body, does not create activities, nor does he induce people to act, nor does he create the fruits of action. All this is intacted by the modes of material nature.
Yes. The next one.
Nor does the Supreme Lord assume anyone's sinful or pious activities. Embodied being, however, are bewildered by because of the ignorance which covers the real knowledge.
Yes. Thank you, Soham. So here we are seeing how the material nature and the super soul are also the doers. So we saw the soul was the doer because being in this body that is desiring. From because of the soul only, the body is active, right? Now I'm talking, I'm able to do anything what I'm doing. It's because the soul is present in the body. If the soul come out of the body, what happens? It's just dead body, isn't it? It doesn't do anything. So only if there is soul, then there is some activity. Then this material nature can do something because it's inert. It doesn't have any life in it. Only soul has life, right? How the soul is able to do it? Because Paramatma is there. If Paramatma is not there, even soul doesn't know anything. Actually, there is never a point that soul is away from Paramatma. The why? Because the soul is the part and parcel of Paramatma, isn't it? Without Paramatma, soul cannot exist. The soul will always be there with Paramatma, right? Because Paramatma is the one who is saying it, who is sanctioning the things for it, and he's not entangled, right? If I'm in a cat body or a dog body, will that make any sense to Paramatma? No, it doesn't make any sense, right? Paramatma is there in every living entity. Even though if I'm in a human body, I may be in a cat body, I may be in a dog body, or an insect body, fish body, any body, all these bodies, it doesn't matter for Paramatma. What it matters for Paramatma is the soul. Because this body is made up of material things, right? So Paramatma, he's there and he's there in his own Swarupa, right? What is the form? How Paramatma looks? Vihan, how Paramatma looks? Do you remember?
Satchit Anand.
Sachitanand and how Paramatma is. You remember the picture? Is he having two hands or four hands? How is he?
He has two hands.
He has two hands. Did you
Oh,
observe properly?
I mean four hands.
Yes, he has four hands, right? He's Vishnu, Kshirodakshai Vishnu. He's one of the avatars. And okay, is he standing or sitting? How is Paramatma in our heart? Did you remember the picture? We had a picture in the previous slide. Okay, we'll ask Soham. Soham, did you observe Paramatma was standing or sitting? How is
Standing.
he?
Yes,
Standing,
yes.
yes. Right, Soham. Thank you. So Paramatma is standing, right? Actually, this question was asked by Prabhupada. We hear this in Prabhupada's Lilamrita. Jadurani Devidasi Mataji, I guess. Or I guess so. I'm not sure who is uh, Malathi Mataji. One of them will ask Prabhupada, Prabhupada, is Paramatma sitting or standing? Then Prabhupada will say, you have to do meditation for 1,000 years or 10,000 years to know this. So then she says, Prabhupada, please tell me. Then he says, Paramatma is standing. And we have the beautiful picture. It's drawn by her, I think Jadurani Mataji, I guess. But I'm not very sure. So Paramatma is standing, and he has four. He has the Shama Sundar form, and not Shama Sundar, but he has 400 form, and he has lotus flower, club, conch, and mace in four of his hands. Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, right? Beautiful Lord, so beautiful, because he's made of Satchitananda, as Bihan was telling. Right? So the second one was a material nature. The third one is a doer. Is also third doer is super soul Paramatma, but he's aloof. He's just there for sanctioning, right? He doesn't do much. He'll just sanction whether it's right for you. Then If it's there in your account, if you have that credit to get it, then you get it, or else you won't get it. Like that. So the soul, what is the role of the soul here? The soul initiates it. Oh, I want it. Then what is this material nature? The material nature is a facilitator, and the Lord is a sanctioner, right? When the ignorance bewilders, nadate kasya chit papam, nachaiva sukrutam vibuhu, ajnanena vritam gnanam, tena muhyanti chantavaha, right? Okay. So the now that's the Jiva desires and the super soul verifies. Sanctions based on does this Jiva deserve to get this desire fulfilled? This is what Paramatma thinks. See the beautiful Paramatma, isn't it? Paramatma is he's standing and he has four hands, as Vihan was telling. And see, he has a beautiful he has in his four hands one hand lotus and the Shankha chakra chakra is the Sudarshan chakra. I don't know it's visible or not. It's mixed with the effulgence on the background. And here we have Kanshal. What is the name of Krishna's Kanshal? Does anyone remember? Yes, Udyat?
Panchjanya.
Panchajanya. Hari Bol. I think Priya Mataji also knows it, isn't it? Okay, what is the Kanshal name of Arjuna? Priya Mataji, want to try?
Devdatta.
Yes, Hari Bol. पाञ्चजन्यं हृषीकेशो देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः. Right? So, and he has mace, gada, shankha, chakra, gada, padma. Beautiful Lord. And he's standing with a lotus flower. And he's made of his own swarupa. He's having this Sachidananda Vigraha. And he's just enjoying in himself. And what he's doing, he's just there to sanction. Okay, this jiva is he deserving to get this? If it's he's deserving, then he'll give it. So after receiving the super soul's order, then the material nature will fulfill. Right now, to just lift this hand. Now I should desire. Oh, I have to lift my hand. Then Paramatma checks. Oh, she can lift her hand or not. Yes, she can lift. Then this material nature will allow me to lift my hand. Right? I mean, with this material things, I can lift my hand. The soul actually doesn't have any of these forms. It's Ekarupa Swarupa Bhak. It's just a uniform form. It doesn't have like Krishna, it doesn't have this such beautiful form. That's why we need a form, right? If we have to go to the spiritual world also, we'll get a form according to the place of where we are. So Krishna says, uh, न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न शशङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. Krishna says, my abode is not illuminated by sun, moon, or electricity. And whoever goes there, yad gatvana nivartante, whoever goes to that planet, will never come back. Taddama paramamama. Such a planet is my planet. So when we go to Goloka, or when we go to the spiritual world, we'll never come back to this material world again. Krishna is so merciful. So we'll see the differences now. Comparison between the soul and super soul. We know this, then just quickly go over it. Soul is eternal, isn't it? And the super soul is also eternal. And soul is blissful, but suffers when it is covered by Maya. When we get this body, then we are having this suffering. Of what is the suffering? Birth, death, old age, and disease. That's the main suffering. And Paramatma, he is blissful. Right? How beautiful is Paramatma? He's always blissful. And he's above the modes because he's Sachidananda. And this soul, it's only cognizant of his body. But Paramatma is cognizant of all bodies. So now, if Vihan is getting hurt, then I doesn't know, right? I don't know that Vihan is getting hurt because my consciousness is not going to Vihan, right? But Paramatma knows. So if something is happening to me, then none of you knows it. If something is happening to the other person, right? If an ant is moving on some other's body, so I doesn't know it. Only if it's moving on my body, then I'll have consciousness. So something is there on my hand, right? So if it's there on Tanya's hand, I cannot feel it. If there is an ant on Tanya's hand, then I cannot feel it because my consciousness is not going out of this body. Is it making sense? So the soul's consciousness, it's just limited to that body. But Paramatma's consciousness is in all bodies. The same Paramatma. We saw now the four-handed beautiful form of Paramatma. He is there in every living entity. So he's personally sitting in every living entity, right? So he's cognizant of all bodies. The same Paramatma is there in every body. If if I may not know what you are all thinking, but Paramatma knows it. I may not know what's happening in your body, but Paramatma knows it. So that's the difference, right? So this soul is just Anu, right? What is the size of the soul? I know all of you knows it, right? It's 10,000 part of the tip of the hair. That's Anu Parimana. It's the smallest of the smallest. Then Krishna says, among the subtlest elements, I am the soul, right? The subtle, the super subtle. Nothing can be that subtle. It's the smallest. Parama Anu means, and if it's like an atomic size, we cannot cut into pieces, right? That's the size of atom. Now, if we can cut an atom into two pieces, then the two pieces become smaller than that atom, isn't it? So, an element or an object which cannot be further cut, that is Anu. And Vibhu means omniscient, the biggest, the bigger of the biggest, the largest of the largest, superlative, the superlative of superlative degree, right? And superlative infinity, infinity superlative. That is Vibhu. Omniscient, super big. So he has minute independence to desire, but he is dependent upon super soul to fulfill his desires. So the soul, he's there, he can desire something, but according to his credit, whatever he have, accordingly Paramatma sanctions. But Paramatma is having complete independence because he is the Lord. Right? As I was telling the story, this thing that two birds are sitting, and what one bird is doing, one bird is doing activities, and other bird is just watching it. So, unless and until the other bird sanctions, this bird cannot do anything. So the bird who is watching and sanctioning is Paramatma, and the one who is trying to do many things is the soul. Okay. However, when one is enlightened with the knowledge which nascence is destroyed, then his knowledge reveals everything, as the sun lights up everything in the daytime. So so this point is that now this knowledge of Krishna consciousness is like sun, right? We were all in darkness before knowing Bhagavad Gita. We don't know. This is user's life's user manual, but we don't know this life manual, user manual. So we were doing whatever we wanted to do, whatever we like to do. So that's all in the darkness. So by knowing this knowledge, what happens? This knowledge will bright up. By this light of Krishna consciousness, we can see who we are actually. What is our position? Who are we? So our position is that we are a spirit soul. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So that is our position, right? Okay. So one who in knowledge devotionally fixes his consciousness on the super soul and remains materially equipoised attains liberation in the near future. So it's a level, right? So now I'll ask quick questions. To get this answer, to get here, we'll just have to revise our basics, right? Okay. Now karma yoga is answered by Tanya. So what is the result of karma yoga? What happens by doing? What happens? What is an end result of doing karma yoga? Soham, you want to tell? Oh, sorry. I think they have something. Okay. Uh, Udyat, you want to tell?
Our heart gets purified.
Yes. And what is the entry gate to enter into Gnana Yoga?
Karma yoga.
Karma Yoga. And what I mean, entry gate. We saw that transcendental diagram,
Freedom,
right?
freedom from bondage.
Yes. The same answer. What you told was purification of heart. Antakarana Shuddhi is only the entry gate. So that is how can we achieve it by Karma Yoga, right? So what is the result of Gnana Yoga, Priya Mataji? What is
Merging
the
into Brahman.
Yes, yes. And what is an entry gate to enter into bhakti, Priya Mataji?
One has to do karma.
That is basic. But what was an entry gate? Now for this entry gate was Antakarna Shuddhi. That is heart purification. Remember this clearly. I might have
Shraddha.
confused you all. Yeah. Shraddha. Right. So the entry gate to enter into Gnana Marga is Antakarna Shuddhi, that is heart purification. And as Mataji was telling, to enter into Bhakti, the entry gate was Shraddha. Drida Shraddha, not normal so-called Shraddha, but Drida Shraddha, strong faith. And so what is the result of Bhakti? Vihan, you want to try? What's the result of Bhakti?
Krishna Prem.
Yes. Wow. Thank you, Vihan. So it is Krishna Prema. So now we'll come back to this point. One who is in knowledge, that is Gnana Yoga, right? Devotionally fixes his consciousness on the super soul and remains materially equipoised and attains liberation in the near future. Liberation means what? Merging into Brahman, right? Just so the point here it's making is even to do Gnana Yoga, no, in Gnana Yuga also, unless and until the person doesn't do bhakti, he cannot merge into Brahman. This is a very important point that we should remember. Now, a person who is in the Gnana Yoga, who is meditating, who wants to realize that his soul, for that also, Krishna has to help him. He should do devotional service. He in the Gnana sadhanas, whatever he's doing, by doing the Gnana sadhanas and other things, by doing all these things also, this Gnana yogi has to do bhakti. Unless and until he do bhakti, he cannot merge into Brahman. So he has to fix his consciousness devotionally, right? By devotional practices, there are some devotional practices that he'll do. He'll do other things also like self-control. Many gnana sadhanas he have amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, shanti, rajavam, like all these things that we'll see in the 13th chapter. So all there are 25 that Gnana sadhanas he does. In that, one is offering his things to the Lord, offering his fruits to the Lord, and not just the act. He won't do any activity, right? After he comes into Gnana Yoga, he won't do any activity, but he'll whatever Gnana sadhanas knowledge he's doing, he'll offer it to the Lord. Then only that bhakti only will put that soul into Brahman. That bhakti only will take the soul and help the soul to merge into Brahman. Okay. Too much information. Okay. So it's just the point is without bhakti, even the Gnana Yogi cannot merge into Brahman. That's the point. That's the point to be remembered or noted. Okay. तद्बुद्धयस्तदात्मानस्तन्निष्ठास्तत्परायणः गच्छन्त्य पुनरावृत्तं ज्ञाननिर्धूतकल्मषः. When one's intelligence, mind, faith, and refuge are all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings through complete knowledge and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation. When this knowledge is when this knowledge is used to focus on the super soul, then one can act in a transcendental way. It's still continuing the Gnana Yoga. So by doing this Gnana sadhanas, what this person he'll straightly march towards the Brahman. When this knowledge is focused on the super soul, then one can act in a transcendental way. So he'll be at a point he'll be able to see the Paramatma also. So there are that's huge process actually. It's a huge discussion that we'll see in the future. So this enlightenment can lead to transcendence if it is focused on super soul. So in the next chapter, we'll see Ashtanga Yoga. That's about merging into Paramatma. That's a not merging, but it's like almost it's merging only. But it is a form of the Lord, and that's called Sayujya Mukti. We don't need to know the technicalities much, but okay. This is nice shloka. Vihan or Udyat, you want to chant?
विद्याविनय संपन्य ब्राह्मणे गविहस्तिनि सुनिचैव स्वपाके च pandita samdarshina.
Yes. Read the translation also.
Oh, okay. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater, outcast.
Yes. Namashra Babu says this also quite a lot of times. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Suni Chaiva Svabhake Cha Pundita Samadharshinaha. So a person who is a Samadarshi. Samadarshi means in every living entity, he's just seeing the super soul, right? So he's not differentiating between a cow, a brahmana, a dog, and a dog eater. So this person who is there with an elephant, they are the dog eaters. And in the elephant also they are seeing Paramatma. The dog eater also is seeing Paramatma. In every person, he's not differentiating the body. He's offering his respects because Paramatma is there in everyone's heart. Actually, Paramatma is there in every atom, isn't it? I did you all remember that point? Paramatma is there in every atom also. So everything, what we are doing, what we are actually we should have this consciousness. So Paramatma is there in everything. Should not kick anything, should not do any mischief. It's not very good. Because we know Paramatma is there. How can we kick? The beautiful Lord is there in the heart of everything, in every living entity. But his role in our heart, he's sanctioning. But in the sugar, what is he doing? He's giving that sweetness, right? How the sugar is sweet? It's because of Krishna. So Krishna says, "I'm the taste of water," right? How the taste? How what is the taste of water? That is Krishna. Prabhupada says, if someone is drinking liquor or wine, also if he thinks that oh this taste of liquor is Krishna, then he will be little elevated in sense. But this is very low consciousness. We will never be on that platform. But anything, whatever is there, it's because of Krishna, right? So Krishna is there in every atom also. And Krishna is there in every living entity's heart. And who is Krishna? He's a father of every living entity. Aham Bija Prajap. We're all part and parcel of Krishna. So situated in Brahman. So we came to the end point now. Okay? When one fixes his consciousness on the super soul, his intelligence, mind, faith, and refuge are focused. He is free from doubts because he has knowledge of the three doers. He sees that the super soul is sanctioning but impartial. Sees with equal vision because he has knowledge. He is not his body. And the knowledge of the super soul. So a person who is he's about to merge into Brahmana. He's in the Jivan Mukta state, the state where he has no conscious of his body. He know that his soul. He's completely living that feeling he's completely in that realization that I'm soul. I'm not this body. Right? He's in that level. So if he's fixing his consciousness completely on the Paramatma, see the Paramatma, right? And free from doubts of the three doers, and he's completely, I'm just telling it, no. Now three doers are there. We are just knowing it, but we didn't realize it. But that person, he realized it. Okay. So what are the symptoms? Now Arjuna will ask, okay, Krishna, what are the symptoms of this self-realized person? How this person will be, right? Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they're already situated in Brahman. So they don't see they see everything equally. They don't have any, as I was telling, Brahmana. He's seeing a Brahmana. He's seeing a cow. He's seeing a dog, and he's seeing a dog eater. But he's not seeing any difference in any of them. He's seeing all of them equally because he's seeing Paramatma in everyone, right? That is how the person who is self-realized will be. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant nor laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent and bewildered, and who knows the science of God is to be understood, already situated in the transcendence. So what is this other what are the other qualities of the person? He doesn't get overjoyed by seeing something, or he doesn't lament for something that he didn't get because he's completely satisfied with himself and he's unbewildered by any of these material allurements, any of these material activities. Such a person is in transcendence. And then Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the supreme. Okay, can we do you all know what's the story here? Priya Mataji, you know it?
Yeah,
Yes, Mataji, go ahead then.
but I forgot the name of the Brahman.
He's Haridas Thakur.
Yeah, he used to chant the whole day. He
Yes.
was only indulged in chanting, and
Mm.
one day this lady, like the king, was very jealous
Yeah.
of this
You
person.
know what's the name
So,
of the king?
no, I forgot.
Ramacharya Khan.
Yes. Very good. Ramachandra Khan. Yes, Mataji. Go ahead.
So he was very jealous that how come he is so devotional and the whole day he's only indulged in chanting. He had sent a lady to divert his attention.
Yes.
So he asked, "What do you want?" She said, "I want to talk to you." He said, "After my chanting." Like in this way, she waited the whole day, the next day also, and the next week,
Yeah.
but he never got time. So, but just by listening to his chanting, even she became like she got attracted towards Krishna consciousness.
Yes. Yes, Haribol, absolutely. So Haridas Thakur is chanting. She said, "Just sit down. I'll finish my rounds and I'll come to you." Then she was sitting there. It became night. I said, "I have still my rounds. So you just be here. I'll come to you." And then it became morning. And then she's still sitting there. He says, I just have some more rounds. I'll finish it. I'll come to you. Don't worry." And then by just hearing the pure chanting, she also became devotee. So that's a person who is in the liberated state. She's not allured by any material pleasure, sense pleasure, anything that's coming from senses. He's not very interested in any of those things because he's self-realized. He know that he's not this body, and he know his position that I'm the servant of Krishna. Right? Very nice story. Ehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkayona evate adi antavantah kanteya nateshu ramate buddha. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery which are due to the contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. So these are some of the examples of this bait, right? By bait, the fish gets attracted, and by singing, I think, by the sound, the deer gets attracted. By light, this flies gets attracted, and by the smell, this bumblebee gets attracted. So this is all completely the sense pleasure, isn't it? This is taste, this is sound, this is vision, and this is smell. So this is how we are, and this is actually this. Elephant, it's due to sex, right? When it thinks a she elephant will be moving in front, and this is how the big elephant will be caught, right? A she elephant, they'll send a she elephant in front. So just by seeing the she elephant, this she elephant will follow the she elephant, and in the middle they'll have a huge well or a huge hole so that they can catch the elephant. So it will be nicely covered up, but this elephant, because of that sex impulse, it just moves behind the she elephant, and the she elephant it will be diverted at a point, and the he elephant will fall into the ditch. So this is how they catch the he elephant, and then it's tortured so much until till the time it listens to the master. It will be tortured so much just with because of that sense pleasure, right? Just because of that sense pleasure. Now, whole life it has to be under some master who is torturing it to do whatever he wants the elephant to do. So very pitiable condition. We are also doing this. We are also like all these animals, right? We to eat something, to smell something, to go and look something. or to enjoy something, some nice music, some nonsense music. Anything other than devotional service is not very congenial for us. And we have to cut down. We cannot cut down completely. That's not our position. We are not Haridas Thakur. It's not at all possible. He chants 192 rounds every day. 192. So it's his level is his. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave the name Haridas Thakur as Namacharya, right? Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. So he gave the name as Namacharya because he chants 192 rounds. So he's completely out of this bodily designation. So all these persons who have the sense gratification, that is meat eating, intoxication, gambling, illicit sex, all these things are not very good. It's actually animal platform. If you are doing these things, then it's actually animal platform. If you are above these four things, then only actually we are humans. We are considered humans. Tolerate the agitations till the end of life. So before giving up this present body, if one is able to tolerate the urges of material senses and check the force of desire and anger, he is well situated and is happy in this world. So what Krishna is recommending is these urges will be there, the sense urges will be there, but Krishna is telling to tolerate it. Just tolerate it. That will help you to be well situated, and at last you can go back to Krishna. So until one must just tolerate the senses till the death of the body. Same thing. We are seeing the same thing. So one whose happiness is within and who is active within and who rejoices within and is illumined within is actually the perfect mystic. He is liberated in the Supreme and ultimately he attains the Supreme. When a person is actually in the knowledge that Krishna is the fountainhead of everything, then when he acts in that spirit, he acts for everyone. The sufferings of humanity are due to the forgetfulness of Krishna as the supreme enjoyer, the supreme proprietor, and the supreme friend. Those who are free from anger and all material desires, who are self-realized, self-disciplined, and constantly endeavoring for perfection, are assured of liberation in the Supreme in the very near future. So these are the same verses that we saw before, but he's just adding that. So liberation through Ashtanga Yoga. I think we'll stop here, and we just have three shlokas, and then we'll continue with because this is a continuation of Ashtanga Yoga, and the sixth chapter is Ashtanga Yoga, right? So we'll look into that later. And the last verse, we can just read this, I guess, today. And then the last verse is Soham's favorite verse. Soham likes that verse. Okay. Shutting out all external sense objects, keeping the eyes and vision concentrated between the two eyebrows, and suspending inward and outward breaths within the nostrils, and thus controlling the mind and senses and intelligence. The transcendentalist aiming at liberation becomes free from desire, fear, and anger. One who is always in this state is certainly liberated. So here it's just setting the scene for next chapter. Krishna is just setting the scene, that is Ashtanga Yoga, and this is a person who is Ashtanga Yogi. His portion, that is Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. So these are the 7 stages that they do progressively, and ultimately they realizes Paramatma. They see the beautiful form of Paramatma. They can see. Now we are not able to see, right? We are just seeing the pictures, but they can really see Paramatma sitting in everyone's heart with the Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. It's a very nice position. Okay, so we'll give Vihan, you want to chant this? And the translation also?
What, Mataji?
You want to read the shloka and translation?
Okay, Bhoktaram Yagyatapsam Savaloka Maheshwaram Suitam Savabhutanam Gyata Mamsati Michati. The sages see as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well wisher of all living entities. attains peace from the pangs of material miseries.
Hari Bol. So we all know Krishna is supreme enjoyer, Krishna is the supreme controller, and Krishna is the ever well-wishing friend. See, all these planets, all these Brahmandas are controlled by Kshirodaksha, Karnodaksha Vishnu. And he is an Amsha of Krishna. So Krishna says he's not so struggling to maintain all these planets. Just spark of Krishna's splendor, just a spark is maintaining, it's creating, maintaining, and destroying this whole universe. That's the position of Krishna. Okay, right. So we'll end here. Okay. Can we tell Hare Krishna together? Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hari.
Rama, Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare. Hare Bol. Okay, let me give the attendance link.